Listen to, you can specifically hear the accuser, who alleges that she was being forced to take this tequila shot that she believed was laced with drugs.
As they get close to that May trial date, but Sean Diddy Combs got a break today from the dismal lockdown atmosphere of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn by appearing here in federal court for this pretrial hearing.
Has just raised, I would say, a new issue, sort of new issue to the court, and we're going to address it right now. And it concerns, of all things, believe it or not, access to a laptop.
Well, I'll tell you that yesterday in court, Sean Diddy Combs showed up smiling.
There's a certain electricity in the air whenever a music icon's personal life collides with controversy. It draws our attention, triggers heated debates, and leaves millions questioning everything they thought they knew. Right now, Sean Diddy Combs, a legend in hip-hop and a titan of industry, is facing a legal whirlwind that could dismantle his multimillion-dollar empire. Multiple lawsuits, rumors of hidden tapes, and jaw-dropping allegations have surfaced, painting a picture so dramatic that fans and critics alike find themselves wondering if this could be the end of Diddy's reign. Yet the more we discover, the more confusing the entire saga becomes. From tales of extravagant parties possibly involving non-consensual behavior, to talk of meltdown moments behind bars, the story grows more startling every day. New audio leaks apparently featuring high-profile celebrities have only fueled the frenzy. The world can't decide if these tapes are definitive proof of a hidden darkness, or just more rumor in a case that already feels like a labyrinth of half-truths and speculation. In the next few minutes, you'll hear about the lawsuits that accuse Diddy of horrifying conduct, the federal charges that threaten to lock him away, and the swirling theories that powerful friends could be complicit, or at least terrified they'll get dragged down with him. We'll dive deep into the freak-offs, rumored blackmail tapes, shocking meltdown reports, and the possibility that his own empire may have aided in covering up darker secrets. Buckle up. Because if this saga continues down its current path, the entire entertainment world might be on the verge of a seismic shift nobody saw coming. Sean Diddy Combs didn't achieve his fame overnight. He built an empire during the golden era of 90s hip-hop, once seen as a visionary who could spot raw talent and transform it into pop culture gold. He was the business mind behind Bad Boy Entertainment, an empire that helped launch the careers of legendary artists. From the outside, he seemed unstoppable, producing chart-topping hits, hosting glitzy parties brimming with A-list attendees, and projecting the image of a savvy, driven entrepreneur who knew how to captivate any crowd. But even those closest to him occasionally whispered about a darker side, one overshadowed by carefully crafted public relations. Early on, insiders would talk about his demanding nature and relentless pursuit of power. Some brushed it off as the hallmark of a genius who refused to settle for anything less than perfection. Others claimed it went beyond that, pointing to sudden outbursts, impulsive decisions, and an undercurrent of menace that made them tread lightly in his presence. Small red flags waved in the background, staff members quietly replaced after falling out of favor, rumors of intimidation tactics used to ensure loyalty, and an aura of tension lurking beneath the glitz and glam of his celebrity persona. Still, these initial signs were easy to overlook for fans who admired Diddy's extraordinary achievements. After all, this was the man who turned street-savvy hustle into a global brand, bridging hip-hop culture with corporate partnerships. But as the years rolled on, the red flags stopped looking like random incidents and began to form a pattern. Reports of questionable conduct with colleagues, unsettled legal claims, and precarious personal relationships kept swirling in the underground rumor mill. A few people even suggested that, if you scoured deep enough, you'd find a darker story waiting to be told. Even back then, though, nothing too concrete had emerged to take down Diddy's career. He remained an unstoppable force with a squeaky clean public image, buttressed by philanthropic acts and the unwavering loyalty of top-tier celebrities. Most people had no reason to suspect that beneath the million-watt smile lay a labyrinth of secrets. And so, the seeds of controversy stayed buried, at least, until recent years, when lawsuits and allegations started to rain down, forcing the world to look back and wonder if it had missed obvious warning signs all along. But as the first few drops of scandal began to fall, they were just a hint of the storm that was about to break. Because what came next would shock an industry that prided itself on glitz, glamour, and the illusion of total control. Everything changed when multiple lawsuits against Diddy began surfacing, each containing allegations that read like the script of a disturbing crime drama. Plaintiffs described scenarios of manipulation, forced intoxication, and explicit threats, painted in chilling detail. Claims ranged from individuals who said they were lured into compromising situations through the promise of fame or money, to those who found themselves in psychologically coercive or physically dangerous encounters. At first, some observers assumed these lawsuits would vanish just like previous controversies that had popped up and faded over the years. After all, celebrities in Diddy's orbit rarely faced lasting damage from lawsuits, especially if they had the resources to fight back fiercely in court. But this time, something was different. Each new lawsuit echoed similar themes: exploitation within glamorous party settings, suspiciously consistent patterns of alleged drug use, and repeated references to extreme power plays that left victims feeling trapped. Even more damning were accusations that some people close to Diddy enabled these actions. The claims implied there was a broader network of staff and associates who helped protect him. Some alleged that employees knew precisely what was happening but turned a blind eye, or even participated to maintain their own comfortable lifestyles. If these accounts hold any weight, it suggests a deeper, more systemic culture that roped in multiple individuals over a lengthy period. It's no wonder the media latched onto every detail. Suddenly, new lawsuits seemed to appear like clockwork. One after another, they piled on top of existing claims, stretching from the earliest days of Diddy's career in the 90s to more recent incidents. Some were swiftly settled behind closed doors, leading skeptics to claim it was all a money grab. Others remain in active litigation, with attorneys refusing to back down. What struck many observers was the horrifying consistency of the accounts. Plaintiffs alleged that intoxication was forced upon them, that they were coerced into taking mystery shots or drug-laced substances. From these vantage points, the parties had a sinister undertone that nobody saw from the outside. This wasn't the typical rumor mill that often surrounds powerful stars. These were official legal filings with extensive supporting documents, text messages, and sometimes even audio recordings. And yet, these lawsuits were only the tip of the iceberg. Because as more revelations bubbled up from hidden corners, they exposed a web of RICO-level criminal charges about to overshadow the mere threat of civil payouts. The music world never expected to see a figure like Diddy dragged into federal court under charges that could potentially put him behind bars for life. The shock was palpable when the Department of Justice unsealed indictments accusing him of racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking. Terms like sex trafficking, coercion, and forced labor suddenly became associated with the same mogul who once personified aspirational success. No longer was this just a matter of hush-hush lawsuits seeking financial settlements. Now the stakes had risen to serious felony allegations that cast a dark shadow over his entire empire. Federal prosecutors outlined an alleged scheme spanning years, claiming Diddy abused his platform to facilitate twisted get-togethers, where intoxication was not just encouraged but, at times, forced. The indictments suggested he was running a criminal enterprise, one that involved the resources of his extensive business network. Even his esteemed record label, Bad Boy Entertainment, was painted as a potential hub of complicity. The language in the charges described an organized system, with certain employees and associates allegedly aiding in booking flights, arranging private gatherings, and ensuring that any hint of scandal never leaked into the public eye. Of course, Diddy himself has pleaded not guilty, maintaining that all of these accusations are gross distortions of reality or outright fabrications. His defense attorneys argue that the government is overreaching, turning consensual, adult activities into a monstrous narrative. Meanwhile, prosecutors remain steadfast, believing they have enough evidence, audio recordings, seized devices, personal testimonies, and suspicious financial transactions, to build a robust case. Amid all this, rumors began circulating that the pressure was taking a toll on Diddy. Reports described emotional meltdowns behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where he was taken for observation. It's not the place anyone would have expected to find an entertainment mogul once known for hosting lavish gatherings with the world's biggest stars. Whether the meltdown was genuine or exaggerated to sway public sympathy remains open for debate. Some insiders claim he's genuinely distraught, while others suspect legal strategy. Either way, the image of this once untouchable superstar reportedly losing composure in a dreary jail cell strikes a dramatic contrast with the life of unimaginable luxury he used to command. Yet even that spectacle would be overshadowed by the arrival of new evidence. Audio leaks were about to set social media ablaze, suggesting that more high-profile names than anyone realized might have seen the darkest sides of these parties or, at the very least, known enough to keep their distance. A steady drip of leaked audio started popping up online, fueling speculation that Diddy's problems ran even deeper than what prosecutors had revealed. Some recordings allegedly included well-known personalities, like Meek Mill or even Beyoncé, speaking in hushed tones about the controversy swirling around him. Whether these clips are authentic remains debated, but their mere existence exploded across social media. The prospect of major celebrities candidly discussing Diddy's rumored freak-offs and the possible moral implications catapulted the story to viral status. One particularly attention-grabbing snippet purportedly featured Beyoncé suggesting that party attendees knew what they were signing up for, implying that no one was forced to attend. She reportedly also insinuated that those harmed were not entirely innocent. Though the audio's legitimacy couldn't be verified on the spot, it became a hot topic across Twitter, Instagram, and every platform in between. The discussion ignited a philosophical minefield. If people knowingly place themselves in questionable environments, does it negate any wrongdoing by the host or orchestrator? Many answered with a resounding no, emphasizing that manipulation and power imbalances can distort any notion of consent. Others argued that everyone bears some personal responsibility. As these audios circulated, they started shaping public perceptions of the case. Suddenly, it wasn't just Diddy on the line, it was anyone who'd been in his orbit at these extravagant functions. Did these celebrities witness misconduct firsthand? Did they overlook obvious signs of exploitation in exchange for the privileges of partying with an influential music tycoon? The tapes, if they're genuine, might offer insight into who knew what, and when. News outlets scrambled to confirm or debunk each new leak. Diddy's legal team labeled them as unscrupulous attempts to tarnish his name ahead of trial, insisting that many were taken out of context, doctored, or otherwise misleading. Still, the public lapped it all up, searching for any clue that could bring clarity to a case mired in confusion. But as the audio drama played out on the airwaves, a far more disquieting picture was beginning to form behind the scenes. Details about secret tapes, freak-offs, baby oil rumors, and alleged intimidation tactics multiplied, creating a swirl of speculation that even the most dedicated fans found hard to dismiss. Perhaps the most provocative corner of this entire scandal revolves around alleged gatherings known as freak-offs or, as one former Diddy staff member called them, Wild King Nights. On the surface, it might sound like just another celebrity party with a provocative theme. But court documents and insider accounts suggest something far more disturbing. Allegations point to these events being carefully orchestrated to bring in young women, and sometimes male sex workers, through promises of glitz, money, or career opportunities. Once lured in, attendees were reportedly plied with substances ranging from alcohol to mind-altering chemicals, sometimes without their full knowledge or consent. These rumors became especially notorious when talk of baby oil started circulating. Some lawsuits allege that baby oil was used as a component of these events, hinting it might have been mixed with substances intended to lower inhibitions or exert control over participants. No official evidence has publicly confirmed that suspicion, but the bizarre idea of tainted baby oil quickly spread, fueling sensational headlines and reinforcing the notion that these gatherings were miles away from the standard VIP after-party. It doesn't end there. Whispers about hidden cameras and secret tapes add yet another layer of intrigue. Several individuals have claimed that Diddy routinely recorded these encounters, often in private rooms or makeshift studios aboard yachts, then kept the footage in secure storage. If true, these recordings could hold extraordinary power, effectively serving as blackmail material over guests who had reputations to protect. Rumor has it that these tapes involve not just unknown models or anonymous faces, but also powerful industry figures, politicians, and perhaps other high-profile celebrities. The fear of being exposed, especially if the footage showed illicit or non-consensual acts, could explain why so many famous friends have stayed silent. One moment, A-listers were happy to share the stage or party photos with Diddy. The next, they vanished from his defense. Are they worried about incriminating evidence surfacing? Or are they simply distancing themselves from a scandal that grows more radioactive with every fresh allegation? Regardless, the notion that Diddy might have used secret recordings to maintain his power or keep potential whistleblowers quiet is deeply unsettling. And it's a puzzle piece that leads directly into the final meltdown allegations, reports suggesting that beneath the confident exterior, Diddy might be buckling under a pressure cooker of secrets he can no longer contain. When the rumor mill erupted with news that Diddy had experienced a breakdown in the Metropolitan Detention Center, many assumed it was sensational gossip. However, multiple sources began corroborating the story. They described a distressing scene in which the once impeccably composed mogul became visibly agitated, ranting, and even weeping in a state of emotional turmoil. The official line from his legal team stated he was taken for observation due to mental instability, though defense attorneys stopped short of confirming a full-blown meltdown. This supposed incident sparked endless speculation about whether Diddy's meltdown was heartfelt anguish or a calculated attempt to appear sympathetic in the eyes of the court. Some psychological experts pointed out that a drastic lifestyle shift, going from private jets and luxurious mansions to a cramped jail cell, could reasonably break anyone's spirit. Others insisted that the meltdown story might have been leaked intentionally, aiming to paint Diddy as a vulnerable individual who deserves leniency. Friends and family who visited him in detention described a man deeply worried about his children and his mother, who traveled from Florida to be by his side. The abrupt transition from lavish parties to sterile prison corridors likely rattled him in ways that are hard to imagine. Being locked away without immediate access to the finances and influence he once effortlessly wielded is a shock to the system for someone so used to controlling the narrative. Yet skepticism remained. People questioned whether these meltdown reports were part of a larger push for bail, especially after a judge previously rejected a hefty bail package. Was Diddy's team hoping to show that prolonged incarceration was detrimental to his mental health, thereby persuading the courts to release him pending trial? That argument isn't uncommon in high-profile cases, and with so many eyes glued to every twist, media coverage of the meltdown practically wrote itself. But even while debate raged over whether his emotional outburst was genuine or staged, the entertainment community began feeling aftershocks. A hush spread across Hollywood, and the absence of celebrity supporters became its own telling story. Diddy was never just a hip-hop king. He was an influential figure whose Rolodex spanned all walks of celebrity life, music icons, sports legends, movie stars, and even political figures. For decades, photos of him embracing other superstars dominated tabloids and social media feeds, painting the picture of a man who could befriend anyone and get them on board with his vision. Now, in the wake of these scandalous allegations, it's nearly impossible to find famous friends rushing to his defense. The silence is deafening. Some chalk this up to a standard public relations move. Celebrities don't want to invite bad press or tarnish their personal brands. Yet others speculated something deeper. Rumors swirled that Diddy collected private information on everyone who entered his orbit, ranging from harmless gossip to more explosive secrets captured during those notorious parties. If he truly stockpiled that leverage, it might explain why some big names are treading softly, wary of what could be leaked if they turned against him or if prosecutors seized more digital evidence. Meanwhile, the entertainment industry itself stands on shaky ground. Executives who once negotiated million-dollar contracts with Diddy wonder if they'll face scrutiny for ignoring years of speculation. Artists who credited him for launching their careers grapple with the possibility that their success was intertwined with something deeply disturbing. And fans, both devoted and casual, find themselves questioning whether they can support an artist whose legal troubles paint him as a manipulator and abuser. Amid all these ramifications, one thing is certain: the old norms of Hollywood's power structure appear to be shifting. Social media has amplified allegations, making it harder for stars and execs to bury controversies under glamour and money. The public is demanding transparency, and if more revelations emerge, we could see a mass reckoning that extends well beyond Diddy's immediate circle. Real alliances might crumble, new ones might form, and the entire industry could find itself reorganizing under the weight of accountability that was once so easily avoided. Despite the barrage of news, rumors, and controversies, the legal machinery keeps rolling forward. Barring any postponements, Diddy's trial is set to begin in May, and it promises to be a historic showdown. Court insiders predict it will be a media circus, with lines of reporters trying to snag seats to watch high-powered attorneys argue over whether the recordings and evidence prove that Diddy orchestrated an entire network of exploitation, or if the government is merely stretching normal adult behavior into a narrative of criminal conspiracy. Federal prosecutors claim they have phone records, flight logs, and on-the-record witness testimonies to back up their allegations. Sources close to the case also suggest that more people might step forward at the 11th hour, either to support Diddy or to add new accusations to the growing pile. If even a fraction of these allegations hold up in court, Diddy could face life-altering penalties. Conversely, if his defense dismantles the prosecution's evidence, the trial might expose a system that encourages piling on against celebrities for financial gain. A crucial factor will be the credibility of the alleged victims, many of whom describe horrifying experiences that, if true, reveal an industry rotting from within. Will they stand firm under cross-examination, or will the defense team uncover contradictions? Another wild card is the potential for more leaked audio or video. If legitimate tapes show criminal conduct, they could be the nail in the coffin. If the tapes reveal consensual partying taken out of context, they might vindicate Diddy in the public eye. Through all of this, Diddy's family remains a constant presence, attending pre-trial hearings and standing by him. They hope the story ends with him walking out of the courtroom cleared of wrongdoing. Critics argue that even if he beats the charges, the moral stain of these allegations might never wash away. And so, the stage is set for a trial that could redefine how we view celebrity power and accountability in the entertainment world. Observers and fans alike wonder if the truth behind Diddy's empire will emerge, or if we'll only see more spin, sealed settlements, and partial glimpses into a saga too complex to fully unravel. The puzzle is still incomplete, and each day seems to bring a new piece that only adds to the confusion. We have allegations of forced intoxication, hush money, secret tapes, wild king nights, and a swirl of figures, from industry titans to everyday people, claiming they witnessed or experienced the dark side of Diddy's power. All of this unfolds against the backdrop of a federal trial with massive stakes, the potential for a lengthy sentence, the collapse of an entire business empire, and an entertainment world bracing for consequences that may spread far beyond one individual. Where this all ends is anyone's guess. Will Diddy stand trial and face a crushing conviction, or will his defense tear the prosecution's case to shreds, leaving him free to reclaim his throne? Is this the moment the music industry experiences a true reckoning, or will it bounce back and continue on, business as usual? While fans and critics wait for the final verdict, one thing remains crystal clear: the hip-hop landscape may never look the same once this is over. Keep watching, stay alert, and question everything. This case isn't just about one man, It's about an entire culture of celebrity power, hidden secrets, and the lengths people will go to preserve their image. If you found this video revealing, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Because as more discoveries shake loose in the coming weeks, you won't want to miss the explosive details that could change the course of modern entertainment forever.